Alright, I think this is going to be the first and the last recording for today, and I am going to be down on the day $8 and 83 cents. Two trades, WDLS, or actually no, WLDS, and the second one, HPCO, and these were pretty painful, but it did teach me to stick to my risk level, and on top of that, to make sure I'm clicked in the thing right here if I'm going to consider using my speed keys. If I'm not clicked in this trading box right here and I do a speed key combination to cut a trade, if it doesn't seem like it's going to work, it won't go through if I'm not clicked in. So I have to make sure I am clicked in, or I might even just use, I don't know, like a market order, and then I can just click with the mouse instead of doing a keyboard combination, and I won't have an issue of me trying to place an order to get out of a trade and it doesn't go through because I'm not clicked in the box. So let's just go over the first trade, which was WLDS. And after this one right here, this one not being a biotech and still failing, I'm not going to consider the dip and rip setup anymore. So like the idea is that it kind of works, it uptrends, and then it might sell off, and then it kind of finds a bottom. This one didn't really downtrend too much, and instead this one kind of uptrended a bit, but the idea is that it trades in a little range and then it's holding support, and in this case it's bullish because it is above VWAP, and then the goal is that it gets above and continues the uptrend, and that's just not the case. In fact, I might actually have to go back and change what I call this. This isn't really a dip and rip. This is like a range hold. Very similar to the first one actually. This one just opened up right here. I guess I remembered it wrong or got confused with another trade. It opened right here. It has a gap up. It has a lot of volume. I think it had news, and then the idea was that it was just finding support around this 115 level, and it can make a move towards the upside and continue a morning spike. I did buy 80 shares at 121. That was at 933. Right here when it looked like it was really about to work. The very tippy top is 122 minus this little wick right here. It looked like it was trying to do it, and it didn't, and I ended up cutting this trade at 937, which was right here. I should have gone out at 115. I know it's just 2 pennies, but I am pretty petty about that because, if I trade much larger, it's going to make a big difference. Would have lost a lot less, but what happened is that when I did the speed keys to quit, to get out of the trade, once it looked like it was going to break 115, I wasn't clicked in the box, so I had to click in the box, place the order, and then I was out at 113. And I just can't allow stuff like that to happen. I think I might actually just stop using speed keys altogether and just use this right here on market, and I can just place an order and get out quickly. This setup did not work out, and in the future, I'm not going to do dip and rip setups because they haven't been working recently, where it kind of opens, sells off, finds a bottom, and then uptrends, and then I'm in right when it looks like it's starting to uptrend, and then it could ideally, in most cases, get above VWAP or try to break the day high. I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to do stuff like this. I'm only going to trade something where it breaks, in this example, 122, and maybe I'm in at 125, and then we have this level right here to break past, in this case right here 129, the high a day. I might do stuff like that. I'm not going to mess around with those two first setups that I mentioned, and maybe something where it breaks above VWAP, but this case it was already above VWAP, so I'm not going to trade stuff like that anymore. They just seem to not be working, and it just seems to be better shorts if anything. So it wasn't like the way it was last week where things were really working. And then I had a second trade with HPCO, and this one actually did work out. And here's the thing, I felt kind of messed up because with this trade in particular, I felt like it wasn't going to work. I didn't like the price action. It was looking ugly, but I decided, you know what, I'm just going to stick to my plan, and I'm going to get out if it breaks the range low, which was 115, or if it looks like it's going to. And that's exactly what happened, and I stuck to my plan there. And then I had this one right here. And this one, I didn't stick to the plan, and it was very similar. I bought 40 shares at 11.19, which was right here, and I got in when it was looking like it was actually trying to do it right here, just make a move towards the upside, break these resistance levels ideally, test a high a day and uptrend. Right here at 11.19, I got in at 306, which was right here at a pretty good price for the most part. And after I got in, it just looked like garbage. It just kept downtrending and downtrending and downtrending. And my risk level was the range low. I had a good risk level, which was this, I think this 289 level, right around right here. And when it looked like it was going to break under $3 much later, 11:26, I got out because it just really seems like this thing was just going to fail and break under $3 and then sell off. And I was like, this isn't the Alamo. I'm not going to stay here until it finally breaks after it looks so obvious that it's going to break below the risk level, or in this case $3, and then get to the risk level very quickly because it's going to be a panic ideally. Well, not ideally, but most likely. And I got out of it, and what do you know, the next few minutes I actually started to turn around. So it's a really good sign that even if the setup looks like it's going to absolutely fail, just stick to your risk level, and if it gets there, too freaking bad. And if it doesn't, well, I can be able to sell better. And I would have considered selling because I did have an idea to place an order to sell some at 314. And then it did actually make a move right here. And I would have likely have sold into the 330s or 40s. But then this had a really massive sell off and down halts, which was super duper ugly. But I think I would have traded this one profitably. I didn't lose very much with this second trade right here. And this one I could have lost less because of the fact that, why doesn't it show everything? That's weird. Well, here's my balance. I'm not, sure why it doesn't show everything, but I did, lose on both setups, and I lost more on the first one, especially because I didn't cut the trade right where I wanted it to. I think the lesson today is just to stick to your risk level, and even if it looks like it's going to break and get there, and I could have saved a couple pennies, cutting it right now, just stick to your risk level, because in this case it would have been nice to have been a part of an uptrend, even though it sold off like crazy. Maybe I would have gotten stuck here, but I doubt it. Just because of the fact I was planning to sell half again at 314, and then on the uptrend after it looking so ugly for such a long time, right towards all these resistance levels, I think I would have sold the other section. And then the other lesson is to just avoid those type of setups that seem to have been working out very nicely until now. So that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if this was a bit wordy or a little too messy or not so organized, but yeah, those are my thoughts with the trading today. And yeah, God willing, I'll trade tomorrow, and maybe I'll finally break this disgusting loss streak of 4. I hope I can do something about that, so at least try.